I think everything is controlled and regulated. There are spiritual things going on in the world, and
Yeah.
that there are things that are bigger than just coincidence, and that a ritual is something that you do over and over and over again a certain way. That's the battle that's going on, is people who profit from the manipulation of others by getting you to believe something that's not the case. And that's how they make their living. And it is now a difficult time for those entities.
Y'all, it's getting wild out here. Katt Williams just went off on Beyonce and Jay-Z, accusing them of doing way more than just throwing shade at Nicki Minaj. He claims they're actually trying to silence her. Nicki Minaj has been putting herself in serious danger by speaking out against two of the biggest names in the game, Jay-Z and Beyonce. He's been calling Jay out, accusing him of stealing millions from her, sabotaging her tour, and even trying to shut her down the same way they did Whitney Houston. She's been dragging him over a hidden son he allegedly had with a 16-year-old girl, and she claims Beyonce isn't innocent either. And now Katt Williams has stepped into the mix. He's not just watching from the sidelines, he's allegedly been helping Nicki stay alive. According to people close to them, Katt has been warning her about how the industry works, how they tried to do him dirty, and how what Nicki's facing is very real. But let's rewind this chaotic tea kettle and walk through how Nicki went from rap queen to hunted target, and why Katt Williams says he's stepping in before it's too late.
That Jay-Z has exhibited signs of envy, jealousy, hate, and stopping bags behind the scenes, allegedly. Why is it always the same story? So that means Nas made all of that stuff up. DMX made all of that stuff up. He was beefing for a minute with 50, with Dame and Dipset for a while. And isn't it interesting how many feuds, even with females, that he's allegedly been behind as well?
Nicki Minaj posted a series of tweets, and she went straight for Jay-Z's neck, accusing him of stealing over $100 million, 0 cents, from her through the Tidal deal. According to Nicki, Jay used scare tactics and legal manipulation to get out of paying her. She said he claimed she never signed the paperwork after she had already done the work. Basically, she's saying Jay ran a game on her, using a legal loophole to block her payment and then threatening her with last-minute contracts that offered way less than what she was owed. Nicki also tweeted that Jay-Z owes her a karmic debt, and she's planning to use some of the money he allegedly stole to help her fans with tuition and student loans through her charity. She said she and her team calculated the amount he owes her to be around $120 million, 0 cents. According to her, he's been ducking this debt while still being praised by the public like he's a king. Then came the bombshell about Jay-Z's alleged secret son, Rimir Satterthwaite. Nicki reposted a screenshot of a post from 50 Cent about Jay's trending status. The post referenced a judge granting a request to move forward with a paternity lawsuit. Nicki added her own caption, saying Jay-Z was ordered to respond to the lawsuit by July 18th. She even used the hashtag Jay-Z to drive the point home. This wasn't some light shade. Nicki was directly accusing Jay of fathering a child with a 16-year-old girl and refusing to acknowledge him. Fans were already buzzing about the lawsuit, but Nicki's tweet made it personal and way more public. She dragged him not just for the money and the son, but for how he allegedly tried to paint her as unstable and unprofessional behind the scenes. She accused him of setting up situations to make her look like a substance addict, saying this was all part of a bigger plan to erase her while keeping his own image clean. Now, we've seen Nicki go off before, but this time she dragged Jay, she aimed her fire at Beyonce.
What about all of the people who have made claims about their businesses or accusations about some business practices, allegedly, of course. Are all of those people even currently right now? Are they all making it up? $55 with bots. 55 and too insecure, too crumpled up on the inside to face the real gotta say about your 55 years old and having to rely on bots.
Nicki took to Station Head, her audio platform, to talk with fans, and even though she didn't name drop Beyonce directly, the message was pretty clear. While she was playing Feeling Myself, her own collaboration with Beyonce, Nicki told listeners, "Just because I play a song I'm featured on doesn't mean I rock with that person." She made it clear sharing music doesn't mean sharing love. Fans connected the dots. For months, people had wondered how Nicki could be going after Jay-Z so aggressively while still playing songs with Beyonce. That comment basically answered it. Her tone was real and frustrated, like she was finally done pretending. Some fans were shocked because she'd never publicly dragged Beyonce before. But after that Station Head moment, the message was out. Nicki and B aren't cool anymore. And you already know when Nicki makes a move like that, the whole industry watches, including Beyonce's mama. Not long after Nicki's Station Head comments, Tina Knowles, Beyonce's mother, hopped on Instagram with a very pointed message. She wrote, "Good morning. It feels good to wake up knowing my faves didn't lose their minds like some people. Y'all have a great day. Remember to ignore the ignorance." She didn't name anyone, but come on, the timing, the wording, everything felt like a clapback at Nicki's meltdown. Suddenly, this wasn't just about artists. It was about families and public image. The Barbs and Beyhive were going at it, and Nicki's drama had spilled into real-life conflict between two powerful fan armies. But while social media was eating it up, Nicki was allegedly facing something much darker behind the scenes.
Well, y'all, Nicki Minaj is back on X, and she's coming for Jay-Z. So in a series of tweets, Nicki Minaj is claiming that Jay-Z owes her $100 to $200 million so far. She tweeted, "Jay-Z, call me to settle the karmic debt. It's only collecting more interest. You still in my top 5 though. Let's get it." N-word. "And anyone still calling him whole will answer to God for the blasphemy."
Nicki Minaj didn't just accuse Jay-Z and Beyonce of industry sabotage. She made it clear she feels unsafe. She shared a post about ordering food from Outback Steakhouse. Nothing strange at first glance until she noticed the delivery bag had "We love you, Barb" written across it. Nicki questioned how the restaurant staff even knew the order was for her. According to her, no one should have known the food was for Nicki Minaj unless someone close to her leaked that info. Nicki didn't eat the food. She trusted her gut. She even tweeted that she'd never eat at Outback again, no matter how long it took to find another meal. She said something fishy was going on and that she no longer felt safe ordering food. And then, just when fans were still trying to wrap their heads around that, she got arrested. It happened during her Pink Friday tour stop in Amsterdam. The Dutch police claimed they received a tip that Nicki had substances in her luggage. They stopped her and searched her things. According to Nicki, she was accused of carrying soft substances, not anything serious, but enough for them to hold her, fine her, and delay her schedule. But here's the thing, Nicki immediately said she was set up. She went off saying that people were getting paid big money to sabotage her tour. She claimed someone tipped off authorities before she even landed. They knew what to look for and when. Nicki even said some of her travel team had been caught stealing from her, got fired, and were now helping the people trying to destroy her. It didn't stop there. Popular YouTube blogger Storm Monroe shared info from insiders who claimed Roc Nation paid someone inside Nicki's team to leak everything about her schedule, movements, and even what she packed. That's allegedly how Dutch police knew what was in her luggage before she arrived. And Nicki had a point. Why would something like this happen overseas where her husband, who's also her legal protector, wasn't with her? It looked like more than a coincidence. And this is where it goes from music beef to a full-on survival story. Because Nicki wasn't fighting this battle alone. That's when Katt Williams' name started getting tied to the situation, and not in a random way.
And most of the stuff I wouldn't have believed until I had to get to a certain level to get to see the proof. You know what I mean? So I was as shocked as anybody about.
According to people close to both camps, Nicki and Katt had been in contact for a while now, and he's not just a comedian in her corner, he's someone who's been through the same kind of industry mess. Katt's been open for years about what he calls industry threats. He's claimed that people in Hollywood tried to silence him, set him up, ruin his reputation, and isolate him, just like what's happening to Nicki. And fans believe that's why these two connected in the first place. There's also speculation that Katt was meant to join Nicki on tour, not just as a performer, but as protection. At the time, people thought it was a random collab, just Nicki trying to hype ticket sales. But with all this going on behind the scenes, it looks more like she brought him in because she trusted him. People who follow this stuff closely say Katt has been helping her stay ahead of the setups because he knows exactly how they operate. And guys, when Katt Williams gets involved, you know he's not biting his tongue. So let's talk about what Katt's actually been saying. He's been calling out the industry's silencing methods, how powerful people use media, fake charges, even staged arrests to destroy artists who speak out. And he's not just talking vaguely. He said that what Nicki's going through is exactly what happened to him. Some of his recent comments pointing toward Beyonce being connected to these alleged cleanups. While he hasn't directly said she's pulling strings, he's dropped enough clues to suggest she's not as innocent as people think. Katt said, "The industry tries to ruin reputations before they ruin people physically." He hinted that Whitney Houston's downfall followed a similar path. Discredit them first, then silence them permanently. And now, Nicki's being made to look crazy and unstable while facing real threats to her safety. Fans are watching it unfold in real time, and many believe Katt's warnings aren't just wild theories, they're predictions. One fan tweeted, "Katt always speaks the truth before it becomes mainstream." Another said they tried to harm Nicki before they came for her life. Just like Whitney. Katt's track record of calling out industry darkness, especially when it comes to Diddy, has made his voice one that many people now take seriously. And when he says Nicki is being targeted, people are starting to believe him, because Nicki's not the first big star to suddenly become a problem to the industry. Viewers have started pointing out how this whole situation is starting to look like what happened to Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson. Both were called unstable, both were surrounded by mystery, legal drama, and stories about addiction and paranoia until it was too late. And now, fans think Nicki's being pushed into that same box. People are saying the media is gaslighting her, using every outburst or tweet as proof that she's losing it. But when you look closely, it's not just drama, it's a pattern. Many are even naming Roc Nation as the machine behind this image control. They say they're trying to paint Nicki as difficult, paranoid, and unhinged, so when the big takedown comes, the public won't ask too many questions, just like they didn't with Whitney, just like they didn't with MJ. And we've already seen this playbook before. Silence the artist, isolate them, and when they try to speak up, call them crazy. Now the question isn't just about feuds or messy tweets, but we'll leave you with this. Do you believe Beyonce and Jay-Z are really trying to shut Nicki down? Or is this just another industry feud gone too far? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget, click here to watch the video where we break down how Jay-Z's hidden son just blew the internet apart.